Hey, welcome to IR Insight Live. I'm your host, Will Briganti. We're here at the 2018 National Investor Relations Institute Annual Conference in Las Vegas. I'm joined today by Foley Puntillo. Foley's a director at Nasdaq IR Solutions and heads our perception practice. Foley, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Will.
All right, so we want to talk about perception studies. This is obviously a big theme here at the conference in terms of what we're talking to with clients. So how do you approach a perception study? What are the key things that go into that? What should investor relations professionals be thinking about when they consider perception?
Sure. Within our global perception practice, we really think about ourselves as a strategic partner. So no matter the size of the company, no matter what industry they're in, no matter what region they're based, it's really important to understand that corporates are tasked with making decisions on a daily basis and over time. So the perception studies are really a tool to make thoughtful, prudent decisions around a slew of different topics. So anything from articulating the company strategy to deciding what the capital allocation framework is, to messaging around changes on the management front. There's a slew of different areas that we tend to focus on when it comes to perception studies, and partnering with a team that is a trusted provider, in the capital markets, and provides a forum where investment professionals feel really comfortable. Providing candid feedback is extremely important. I think something else that's important in terms of a successful outcome is really being able to provide our clients with context.
Yeah, of course.
So they compete for capital on a daily basis, so it's really important for them to understand how they stack up against industry and investment peers when it comes to communications, when it comes to just the general kind of investment profile and how they articulate their story, and disclosures. So those are kind of major areas that we're able to provide context to our clients. And the last thing that I'll say is really around our long-term orientation. When we do our studies, we might be sort of surveying the marketplace at a point in time, but when we're conducting perception studies, we're really thoughtful in terms of this is something that needs to be far-reaching. This needs to be a roadmap that IR professionals can use over time to inform their program and the way they deal with the marketplace.
And obviously at Nasdaq IR Solutions, there's a lot of technology that's combined with consultative analysis. And I would imagine that your team is staffed with folks that have a range of experience. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have a really healthy dynamic on our team. We have members of our team that have been in IR advisory for over a decade. We have members of our team that actually come from the capital markets, so they've had some experience in asset management. We've also had members of our team that are extremely experienced in just other sort of market dynamics, and I think all of that has us sort of well equipped in terms of advising our clients.
My final question for you, Foley, today is just about what are some of the major patterns that your team is observing as you do perception studies? Not to give away a little bit of the secret sauce or reveal some of the clients that you're working with, but are you seeing repeated themes arise?
Thank you. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of late around ESG. ESG. Particularly when it comes to governance, especially in the Americas. There is this fixation on understanding the board in terms of their impact on strategy and overall direction of the company. So when we do perception studies, we are assessing that. We're also assessing other elements of the board in terms of alignment with the interest of minority shareholders. We're assessing the skill set, the diversity of the board. Other trends that we've seen of late is just trying to kind of make sense of the more complex investment landscape. So in terms of keeping the pulse on appetite and aversion to specific industries based on sort of macro factors or based on specific industry trends, that's something that we're very much focused on as well in our practice. So those are just a couple of trends.
Awesome. Terrific insight, Foley. Thank you so much for joining us today on IR Insight Live.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Foley Puntillo from Nasdaq IR Solutions, the head of our perception study practice. For more information on our perception studies, be sure to visit our website at business.nasdaq.com. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of IR Insight Live. We're going to be giving more updates from the conference throughout the day. Be sure to tune in on the hashtag IR Insight Live. Thanks so much for joining.